So in today's show, I'm going to talk about peer expectations and how they can have an influence on your personal growth in a positive way and a negative way. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boorman. And if you are coming through at any point, please let me know by either dropping a like, leaving a comment, let me know if this resonates with you or helps you. And obviously, if you know someone it will help or benefit, please do share it with them. How are we doing? Hope you're good. So listen, I want to talk about one of the times I was at my peak, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And that was when I was taking part in my PTI physical training instructor's course in the Royal Marines. And it was an 8-month program. So I was following this program for 8 months to become a PT, get as fit as I needed to be in that position. And I was with 8 other guys. And I was within an organization that was very highly motivated, disciplined, structured, and driven, i.e. the Royal Marines. Now, one of the reasons that I was at my peak mentally and physically during that time was because of the expectations of the organisation, the peers that were around me. The level was high, and to maintain that level, the expectations were set very high for us. Could I have got into that shape physically, mentally and emotionally by myself? The answer is no. There's no way that I could have done that without that organisation, without those peers around me to help me excel in that particular time of my life, in that chapter. Now, if you look at professional athletes, okay, it's a very similar story. A lot of them raise their game and do what they do and perform at a high level because of the organisation that they are part of, because of the peers that are around them that are encouraging them, pushing them, driving them. It's kind of like a domino effect. It's an influence, if you like, of seeing somebody doing really well in training and you wanting then to raise your game to be as good and to maintain and keep up with those people around you and the peers around you. And that was kind of similar of where I was with the Marines. Now, I'm part of a mastermind myself now, and I run a mastermind, and the very same principles and concepts and values are in these two groups, with the one I'm part of and the one that I run. The expectations along the peers is that everybody is pushing themselves. So that just kind of gives you that leverage, that rocket fuel, that guidance, that drive and focus to raise your game, because you're trying to meet the expectations of everything that's happening. You know, when you're in something like a mastermind or the Royal Marine training, or you're a professional athlete, we're always trying to raise our game. We're always trying to find personal growth. We're always trying to find ways to improve ourselves. And we do that by leveraging off each other. But what about when the people around you don't have those expectations? What about the people that says, you don't need to go and do that training. You don't need to go and do that extra work. What are you doing that for? And what you'll often find are these characters that don't want you to grow, that don't want you to develop and move on and be something better, because that then makes those people question themselves and makes them feel that they have to do something. They then start feeling guilty about what they're not doing, or it makes them feel shit that they're seeing you develop, or that you're going to change into somebody different. And I think you have to be more than aware of those type of situations and those type of peoples and the peer groups that you are around. Because if you are around peers that are encouraging you not to go to the gym, they encourage you not to follow morning routines, or encouraging you not to worry about your personal development because you don't need that, then that is the mindset that you're going to eventually adapt. Now, I'm not saying ditch all of your mates, but what I am saying is that somehow you've got to be able to be around people that are going to raise your game. You know, you've got to be able to lead maybe some of these guys into a better way of doing things, or maybe you have to question the time that you spend with them if it's affecting you and your confidence and your ability to be able to grow. Because I think peer expectations, when you're around people that help you thrive, when you're around people that make you want to be better and want to get up and give you energy and give you rocket fuel and are clapping for you on your wins, you suddenly build up a momentum of growth in your physical side of your life, in your work performance, in your relationships, in you growing as a human being. But remember, when you're around that negativity, and to be honest, it's not negativity, it's just the way that they are living their lives. But when you're around a low peer expectations where people don't really set themselves anything, you then adapt that, all right? So in summary, I want you to start thinking about, is that hampering your progression? Are you a part of a peer group that is striving for better things in life? Or are you around a peer group that is trying to bring you back down? You remember the crabs, the analogy of the crabs, a crab trying to escape and all the other crabs trying to pull you back into that bucket because they don't want you to go. They don't want you to leave. It means that they have to look at themselves in a different light as well. And the reason I wanted to do that for you guys is just because I wanted to raise your self-awareness in terms of your awareness of it. Because I've spoken to many men, and it's affected many men, the people that are around them, and it having a negative effect on them. So be clinical with the people that you're hanging around with and what they're saying and what they're doing, and are they pushing you? All right, guys, have an amazing day. I've got something coming up real exciting for all of you very, very soon. For those that like this content, it's just kind of almost a little bit of giving back a bit, which I'll be announcing probably at the weekend or next week sometime, about a brand new fan subscription, which will be great to see. You can join our supporters group. It's going to be exciting. All right, I'll speak to you soon.